In the darkness, I saw a shaipa, large, black, looming figure. Not solid. I hadn't told anyone how I felt, not my parents, not my sisters. For a few nights, we stayed in a small inn in Edo, Germany. As soon as we went upstairs, I felt something shift. The moment I stepped into that hallway, it felt as if I had walked into a wall of bad energy. When I was 15, I traveled through Europe with my family. It was supposed to be one of those trips filled with happy, memories-old cities, quiet countryside, small family reunions, and long days of sightseeing. For a few nights, we stayed in a small inn in Edo, Germany. It wasn't a large hotel. It felt old, narrow, and quiet. The kind of place where the floors creak and hallways seem just a little too long. The room arrangement was simple. My parents had a double room on the second floor. My two sisters shared a room next to theirs, and I was given a small single room at the far end of the hallway. As soon as we went upstairs, I felt something shift. The moment I stepped into that hallway, it felt as if I had walked into a wall of bad energy. The air felt heavy, not cold, not hot, just thick. It was the kind of feeling you get when you know something is wrong, but you can't explain why. My stomach tightened, my skin prickled, and every instinct told me I didn't want to be there. I slowed my steps, glancing down the long hallway toward my room. The lights were dim. The carpet was worn. The doors all looked identical. Nothing appeared unusual, yet everything felt off. I told myself I was being silly. I was 15, after all, and prone to overthink. I had watched horror movies, had an active imagination, and convinced myself it was just nerves, travel, exhaustion, or the unfamiliar. Still, I grabbed my bag, walked to my room, and shut the door behind me. That first night, nothing overtly happened. I slept, though not deeply, waking several times for no clear reason. There were no noises, no nightmares, just that strange half-awake feeling, like something had pulled me out of sleep. The next morning, at breakfast, one of my sisters mentioned the hallway. She said it made her uncomfortable, describing it as if the air itself wasn't still, as though walking through it unsettled her for no logical reason. My stomach dropped. I hadn't told anyone how I felt, not my parents, not my sisters. Hearing someone else describe the same sensation made it feel real. It wasn't just in my head anymore. I said little. I didn't want to dwell on it. We spent the day sightseeing, trying local food, and doing normal tourist things. Yet that hallway lingered in the back of my mind. That night, I tried to stay calm. I lay in the dark, staring at the ceiling, listening to the quiet hum of the building. No voices, no footsteps, just silence. Eventually, I drifted off. Around 2 in the morning, I woke up suddenly. Something had grabbed my ankle. My blankets were ripped from me, and my body was jerked toward the foot of the bed, hard enough that I slid across the mattress. For a split second, I thought someone had broken in. My heart pounded as I twisted toward the foot of the bed. In the darkness, I saw a shaipa, large, black, looming figure. Not solid, not detailed, just a massive silhouette, like the outline of a man, but wrong somehow. It shifted and distorted, like darkness folding in on itself. I tried to scream. Nothing came out. My body felt frozen, heavy, unresponsive. Somehow, I forced myself to reach for the lamp and slammed on the switch. Light flooded the room. The figure was gone. The closet, bathroom, and windows were empty, and my door was still locked from the inside. There was no explanation, but I knew what I had felt. Something had grabbed me. Something had pulled me. I didn't go back to sleep. I stayed on my bed with the light on, shaking, staring at the wall, forcing my mind to focus on anything else. Morning couldn't come soon enough. At breakfast, everyone looked exhausted. My sister spoke again, saying she had been awake half the night because she thought she saw the silhouette of a man against her wall. Every time she turned on the light, it vanished just like what I had seen. My blood ran cold. I finally told them what had happened. No one laughed. No one dismissed it. There was an uncomfortable silence at the table. None of us had an explanation. We checked out of the inn later that day. Nothing else happened, but that single night has stayed with me for years. I don't know what was in that hallway. I don't know what was in my room. I don't know what touched me. All I know is that whatever it was did not feel like a dream. Even today, when I think of that in Eto, Germany, I feel the same tight, uneasy sensation in my chest I felt the moment I first stepped into that hallway.